All right. I am working on two patterns today. I have my prep for my sew along, which will start Friday for the Dragon Sling backpack by XOXO Lauren. And I also have some wristlets, some sunshine wristlets that I'm working on. And I have a new microphone. So, with any luck, you can't hear me breathing like crazy like an idiot, except for right there. Um, so I'm going to see how much I can get through of this, and we shall see. And I worked on getting a kitty cam set up, and it just hasn't happened well yet. Where I'm actually going to, for the sunshine wristlets, I'm going to use these as my side pieces. They actually go like this. And so I have some cork from Joann Fabrics. And I'm actually going to paint some of my cork with alcohol inks to match the various different patterns that I have for the wristlets. So I have whole bunch of different fabrics that I'm using for those wristlets. So I'm kind of excited about that too. Let's see if I can have some footwear support in this house, because apparently my feet are not happy with me right now. Yeah, mommy loves you. Okay, that's a little better. All right. So whenever I do a sew along, I do two of the same pattern. I do one a step ahead of the sew along, just so I can either refresh my memory or actually have some knowledge about what I'm talking about when I go and actually cut out the pattern. So for the sew along, let go please, thank you. For the sew along, you won't ever see this Mickey Mouse fabric because this is my pre-sew along piece. But I'll end up making two bags every time I do a sew along, one ahead of the other, so that I don't look like a complete moron when I get on the street. So, one exterior, two lining, one interfacing, two fleece. And this sew along starts, I don't remember, Friday. This sew along starts on Friday. On XOXO Lauren's show off group. So if you search Shop XOXO Lauren in Facebook, you will find her Facebook group. It's called I think it's Shop XOXO Lauren Show Off Group or something like that. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure. So I'm going to cut this piece out and I'm going to flip it over because I don't want to worry about a fold right now. And I'm going to see if I can get something interesting like this piece. The Mickey Mouse right here will be visible. Minnie will actually not be visible when I'm done. She'll be covered by a pocket. But that's okay. The people whoever decides to buy this will, or if I gift it to somebody, they'll be able to see her. And that's the important part. Wow, I can't even see that. Well, I did that horribly. Lovely. So, I didn't actually draw the line very easily, and so I have to go back and do it again. There we go. Much better. Feel free to comment if you have questions or thoughts. You're welcome to do so. The pattern, the fabric that I'm using to do the dragon slaying during the stream for the sew along in XOXO Lauren's Facebook group is actually a flannel, and I'll be demonstrating how to do silicone on top of that flannel so it doesn't hurt the fabric any. And I'll be demonstrating that on stream or on live on Facebook. If you'd like to join me for that, you're welcome to do so. And the link for the Dragons thing is, you can go to her Etsy shop and find it. It's like one of the major patterns she has up right now. I like a lot of her patterns. They look hard, but they're actually really pretty simple to put together. So they usually have a very unique design. There we go. And because this is a directional fabric and it is kind of persnickety, I'm making sure that that's why I didn't cut it on a fold. I wanted to make sure I could see exactly what was going on as far as how that one got cut out. Get a few fabrics out of the way, and we'll go and cut the other one. Now normally, if I didn't have a directional fabric, I'd cut the other one up like this, so I would keep, use as little fabric as possible. But unfortunately, Mickey goes straight, goes up and down, so very, very, very directional fabric. So I'm trying to line up and keep a straight line somewhere. So I'm doing this because I know I kept my two edges of my fabric straight when I ironed it. After I'd washed it, I'm keeping this 15-inch, the fold, which is right here, along my 15-inch, and checking to make sure that that stays straight. And it's probably not nearly that big a deal. So I don't actually need a second exterior. I need two lining, and interfacing, and two fleece. So this is the only piece I need of this. As far as pretty, pretty, pretty material. I need this front flap, though. So I see I have Minnie right there. Nice and happy, and it would be very... And she's got a straight line in this lighthouse that I can use to keep things straightened up. Since Mickey gets to have the other focal point, we'll do Minnie on this one. A lot of times I'll use the edge of the pattern piece to continue the center line past where center is. Then I have to find it again. Just so I can keep everything straight. And I think we'll just barely get Mickey getting his nose snipped over there. But we'll get a nice good ahoy. This is actually the front panel just above the zipper. And I'm not quite sure where I'll put my company logo yet, but maybe right there. Maybe it'll go on the back. I don't want it to interfere with the neat fabric that we have here. Maybe I'll put it on the side. I don't know. We'll see. Because of the way that this pattern is structured, it has a lot of variables that I can play with. As far as where I want to put my tag. Okay, one exterior, one interfacing. Well, that was easy. And I think that's all I need on this fabric. I think I'll turn my iron off and turn my heat press on because that'll be a lot easier to work with. And forgive me, I was snacking earlier. Cheez-Its up. Because Cheez-Its are tasty and amazing. Alright. So, I have the exteriors of these two done. Put those to the side. So the fabric that I'm actually going to be doing on stream is this beautiful unicorn, but it is flannel. And since flannel does not hold up very well as far as durability, a lot of times most people don't use it for making bags. But I found this unicorn and she's absolutely just so dang beautiful. I couldn't let her go. So I still picked up the fabric not knowing what I was going to do with it, and then I ran across a few ways to waterproof fabric. I was like, okay, well, that fixes this problem. Alright. So I have a back slip pocket and a front panel exterior bottom. So basically this bag is going to be, the top half is going to look white and the bottom half is going to look red. And then I have, what did I decide on? I have a white vinyl that goes around the outside, but it looks like leather, which is awesome. So one exterior of each of these, and I'm going to line it in navy, because I always try and keep a dark lining whenever possible. Alright. So I'm only cutting out one, and I'm going to line up my fabric on that line right there. And I'm not going to be able to use a pencil with this. Let's test and see if I can use this one. Yep, that one works well. So what I'm doing here with my ruler is I am lining up all of my dimensions right here so that I keep, and it really doesn't matter with this one because, you know, there is no right way up in this particular fabric because the Mickeys and Minnie House heads go each direction 6 ways from sideways, so it doesn't really matter. It did matter on the previous piece because there was a clear up and a clear down. And again, a lot of times I'll use the pattern piece as an extenuation of the straight line. head was right there. I'm gonna have to double check that. Yep. And the nice thing is this pattern takes an amazing like focal fabric. But you don't need a lot of it. So if you just have like a fat quarter that is really, really cool, you can take it and use it for this pattern and use it as your focal fabric. Or, you know, just get a quarter yard. Come here, you. I'm just having a day, aren't I? There we go. Better. Quick, before it erases itself. I never remember which one of these pens likes to erase itself and which of them are like permanent, because I got a plethora of colors. And I never remember which ones are which. There's a guide, but it's only on lines. It's not included with the markers, those guys. And and it doesn't say on the outside of the marker. So I never remember which ones are going to stay and which ones are going to disappear in a few minutes. Okay. So there is the exterior. I'll still need a lining and a fleece for this one. And I think I'm going to use the pocket lining for this. So this is the back slip pocket. So I'll actually use the lining for this. Front panel, exterior, bottom. So the exterior, there's one exterior, which will be this. There's a lining, which will be that, because that will be on the inside of the zipper pocket on the front. I really love this. So I need one exterior of this guy. And I think I just got a yard of this because I was enjoying the Mickey. But I didn't know what I was going to do with it. Whenever I do these sew-alongs, I go explore what's in my closet. So no one ever asks me to do a specific pattern for a sew-along, so I can do whatever I want. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't need to. So, I don't have a lot of money. So I always try to make sure I use my fabric as economically as possible. So I'm constantly trying to make sure, okay, can I keep that? Can I use this Chinese scrap for this? Can I squish everything up against that seam allowance? Well, it's gonna be okay. Do I have to use the expensive focal fabric for this particular place? Or can I use some inexpensive, solid or a little bit of a pattern? And I'm constantly hunting for deals. A friend of mine has a ton of purses because his mom passed away about 1.5 years ago. And he's like, do you want them? And I immediately said yes, like so quickly that he kind of like was surprised. And then I had to explain to him how expensive bag hardware can really be. And that cannibalizing other bags is always a nice plan in my mind. So he was a little surprised, but promised he would bring them to me next week. So now I'm all excited about getting that next week. And I have no idea what I'll be getting. But he said he has a whole bunch of them. I'm like, okay. Yes, please, thank you. Deposit purses here. Alright. So we have the exterior panel, and then we're going to do a lining in that. And then the interfacing will come in a little while. I also always try to put everything back while I'm doing everything, which has not been a successful endeavor lately. But, you know. Hi, Petra. Welcome, and thanks for joining me tonight. I'm just muttering along. Feel free to ask questions if you have any, or just listen to the chill music. And if you don't like music, I'm very, very sorry, but it is fun for me. Just so you know, the sew-alongs do not have a music background. I was politely asked to not have music going while the sew-alongs are going, because people need to think and concentrate and listen, which, when I think about it, makes a lot of sense. But, you know, at the time it didn't make any sense to me at the moment. Okay, so this is going to be our main lining fabric for the pockets, and then I'll pull out a navy-ish color for the interior. I think I got this from a friend. So I need one lining. Well, that ain't gonna work. That'll work. There we go. I'm going to snuggle up next to my steam press over here and try really hard not to burn my arm. I'm going to have to look back on this video and see how painfully awkward this actually looks on video. There we go. Now we're past the awkward part. There we go. Okay, so now I have an exterior, a lining. I'll need an interfacing eventually when I get that far, but this one's good. So this is the back slip pocket. I need an exterior, a lining, and a fleece. Here's my lining. This is my exterior. My lining will be this piece. There we go. And you thought we'd never use math and geometry after we got out of school. And here is practical application of geometry. Gotta love it. Exterior lining and fleece. And to be honest, I tested this pattern. So the pattern might have changed since my version, so I went and bought it again just in case my pattern directions are a little different than their directions, like the original. Because I might have had a older downloaded version. So I had to go buy it again. I was like, derp, I'm a dork. But hey, the pattern's worth the $9. It's a lot of fun. It looks so classy and so much fun, and it's so easy. There we go. Exterior and lining done. Though I am gonna put this on my heat press and see if I can get some of those wrinkles out, because that's pretty bad. I love my heat press. There we go. That's much better. There's a little spot that's still wet. Okay, exterior lining and fleece. Fleece will come shortly. It wanted to fall down. Much better. And I think it's going to darken up this a little bit, which is okay with me. Okay, that just needs the interfacing pieces. That's done. What else have we got? I did the strap thing. That's bouncing around here somewhere. Probably somewhere close to the strap. Ah, yes, strap thing. Strap thing is what she called it in the test, so I should find out really what she ended up calling it and actually call it that. I do still need to test this fabric for interfacing, and whether or not the iron is going to be too hot for it. Okay, zip cover. Front panel, zip pocket lining. Front panel, zip pocket. Yes, so you go here. Can I get you that way? I honestly don't think I'll use any white in this one, but I might. Green, 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 green. And this pattern is really kind of interesting because you need one of a lot of different fabrics, or at least a lot of different pattern pieces. And so it's very unique, and you don't need 2 of everything. So if you have smaller quantities, like I only had a yard of that Mickey Mouse stuff, and yeah, I can make a lot of stuff out of 1 yard, but if you're like down to a tiny bit and it's something that you love, like that's what I did with the sunshine wristlet that I'll be working on, hopefully. I think I prepped like 6 or 8 of them, but a lot of them came from my fat quarter section, where I fell in love with this fabric. This fabric is perfect, I adore it, but I've used it for X, Y, and Z, and now I only have a little bit. So I have 2 different sections of fabric that I have. I have the hanging yards, which is something that I fell in love with. Like I have Jack Skellington that has like 4 or 5 different patterns and 4 or 5 different yards of each pattern. But little things, like I'm not a big Mickey Mouse fan, but I knew it would probably sell. So I picked up this Mickey Mouse fabric that I'm working with. And the unicorn that I showed you a little while ago, she's absolutely beautiful. But I only picked up a little bit of her because she was flannel. And flannel isn't really a fabric I can work with. Okay, you are done. Let's find a little place to get some smaller pieces cut out, shall we? This looks like a good, nice little place. One exterior, one interfacing. So this is the little flap that goes over the zipper in the front. So this will be the divider between the red Mickey and the white Mickey. There we go. So I have 2 exterior, 2 lining, 2 interfacings for 1 zip tab. And the bottom back tab needs 1 exterior and 1 interfacing. Oh, I bet there's a different bottom back tab. I know she redid it. I should look at that pattern. Because I'm pretty sure she moved it. Because originally it was center back. Hi, kitten. Nope, the bottom back tab is the same size and quantity. I think we just added we just placed it in a different place. And I think I'm actually going to do 2 of those, because I'm going to do 1 on either side so you can wear it this way or this way. Okay. Just making sure I got my stuff down straight. Hi, kitten. Did you get too warm on your heat pad? You decided you had to come see mommy? I don't know why I'm drawing these out. I should just cut it at 3 inches. Too bad those are so close and so far away from color. Oh good, they're mostly fading. The marks that I made for separating everything out. There we go. All right. I think I've got everybody flattened out. I'll have some interfacing to do on those. But those are done. Let's see what else I have. So we'll go back to the 2 white pieces and see if there's any internals. Not for this guy. But I think this big piece is the one that has the lining that needs to be, yep, 2 lining. That needs to be the navy. Hark! I see and hear one husband. Which means, well, us at the moment, yes, there's only one. Which means it is time for me to take a break and eat dinner.
I heard you were running a food stream, so I brought you some.
I am not running a food stream, but thank you for asking. It's fun for me. Don't swear. Well, then I will be down in a few moments if you want to toss it in the microwave and pretend that it never cooled. Thank you, honey. Alright, I'm gonna go find a navy. That's gonna go with this dark navy color that I'm using. Hello, kitten. You are spoiled rotten. Spoiled, I tell you. Oh goodness, I have a navy that has these dots on it too, and that's awesome. That's gonna pull everything together. Let me grab this navy. And it's at the very, very bottom of my fat quarter section. Look at this. It's like I planned it or something. I didn't, but it's like I did. So we'll cut these two, and then I will be done for the day. Not for the day, but for this stream. I hope to be back on later, but every time I say that, it doesn't work, so. My steam press is right there, just off camera. And if you follow a line of dots, everything gets crooked. This line of dots right there. There. That line of dots right there. I really gotta get these sharpened. I know I have a white one. There you are. All right, there's one. Sorry, I try not to let that happen, but it's really annoying. All right. I really can't believe I had dots like this. Like, this is not something I normally buy. I had to have gotten this from a friend. Where's the pen? There it is. I love how my lights blink when my iron clicks. It makes me nervous about the electricity setup in my studio. I mean, it's on the list of 16 million things we want to work on, but it's not anywhere close to the top. Alright, once this is cut out, I am done for this part of my day. Thank you so much for joining me. Clearly I didn't get the sunshine wristlet, despite wanting to. And I'm also not done with this either. Oh, time always goes faster than I expect it to. So here's the 2 interior lining pieces. And I think I still have to cut a lining piece of the gusset. So I think I still have that to go too. And I still have, interfacing to go, at least on the white piece right here. Thanks again for joining me. Hope you had a good time. And I will see you again soon, I'm sure. If you would like to be automatically notified when I'm online, hit the subscribe button. I hate it when everybody PRs their subscribe and like and all that jazz. So, if you want to know when I'm online, do that. If it's not a big deal to you, have a great evening. And again, thanks for joining me.